Hey guys, so this is a video request on how I attach my lace closure to my U-part wig. I also wanted to give you a quick tip on how to get your lace closure to lay flat. So first you want to position your closure where you want to part your hair. I'm wearing a middle part, so I'm just going to put my lace closure in the middle. I'm going to secure it with a push pin, and that's just going to hold my closure down while I'm sewing it. I like to use nylon thread for my closures because it leaves a very seamless finish and it allows your closure to lay really flat. So I'm just sewing around the perimeter of the lace closure. I'm sewing it very close together. You want to make sure that your lace closure is very secure, and you also want to make sure that you pull your lace closure taut. Every time you sew it down, you want to pull it so that it lays flat. And this is what it looks like when I'm done. It already looks pretty good. I'm not going to sew down the front because I will be sewing that down to my braids. And hey, I bet you didn't expect that. I just braided my hair, straight down the middle, nothing fancy. Your braids really don't have to be that small. You just want to make sure they're really flat. And how many times am I going to say flat? So I'm pretty much going to part the lace closure down the middle, and I actually wet my closure so that it lays down better. And as you can see, it looks pretty good already, but of course I have to sew the wig down, so I'm using nylon thread as well for this. I've been really loving the nylon thread, but you have to be really careful because it can snag your hair. It's very strong. It's a very, very strong thread, so you want to be careful with it. Starting from the top, I'm sewing my closure down in a vertical direction. This is going to ensure that your closure lays, you guessed it, flat. Once the closure is secure, I'm going to sew my wig down all the way around the perimeter of my head. As you can see, I left my edges out. I never braid or sew them down because I have very fine hair and I want to prevent any breakage or thinning. So I'm done sewing down my wig, but there's one more tip that I want to share. I'm going to part my hair off to the side, I'm going to pull my wig forward, and I'm going to sew it down in a vertical direction. I actually got this tip from Weave Addict here on YouTube, and this is so that your thread does not show in the front. I also noticed that this prevents your wig from sliding back. And this is the end result. As you can see, my closure lays nice and flat. The color of this lace is a bit orange, so I'm going to use a concealer that is my skin tone to match my scalp. And that is how I attach my lace closure to my U-part wig. I hope you found this video helpful, and I'll talk to you guys in my next video. Bye.